So, wow, like, all is right in the world now. This is insane. Restore the Snyderverse. Zack Snyder's Justice League stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher, Jason Momoa, and is directed by Zack Snyder. What's up, guys? The day is finally here. The day that a lot of people thought would never, ever, ever happen. People probably would have put money on it. That Zack Snyder's intended vision of Justice League is finally released. I still cannot believe it. And this might be like a first as far as like the power of fandom, you know? This is one of the good things about social media. If you want it bad enough, if you have the right campaign behind it, we can make it happen, you know? I think without us, Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League would have never seen the light of day. But congratulations to you guys and myself for making this happen, because I'm a massive Snyder fan. I don't buy into this whole Snyder cult type thing. We're fans, okay? I think that's really stupid. But Zack Snyder just has a certain flavor in all of his movies. And I have been a huge supporter of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Also, be sure to go and check out my Batman v Superman Revisited Ultimate Cut Edition. I did over 20 minutes, really just broke that movie apart and just broke down why I think it's so misunderstood. So I'll put a card right here. Please check that out. I put a lot of work into that video, and it's just such a misunderstood movie. But now, here we go. Let's get into Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour cut. I'll start off by saying, how should you watch this thing, okay? I have watched it twice, okay? Last night, I watched it, I think around midnight till 4 this morning, got some sleep, got up, I watched it again. Any movie that you watch for 4 hours is gonna be tough. I don't care how great the pacing is. I was just that hyped to watch this movie that I was able to power through, and I enjoyed it every step of the way. But thankfully, Zack Snyder actually set up 7 chapters. It literally stops before each chapter. Black screen tells you what the chapter is. And so I would say after, you know, a couple of chapters, get up, take a break. Treat this like a television show. I think that would work the best for you guys. Because most shows on Netflix now are like 6 to 8 episodes anyway. So if you treat this like that, then everything else is cream cheese. Bobby Finstock. But this is a lesson in making a, let's face it, bad movie with the previous version of Justice League with the same plot into a great movie. I'm not even going to say good. I'm going to say great movie. I don't even really have to go into a big plot synopsis. You know, Steppenwolf is trying to get the 3 mother boxes. Bruce Wayne is trying to get the team together to stop Steppenwolf. And they realize along the way that they need Superman, because this is no easy feat whatsoever. Like I said, pretty much the same plot, but what makes Zack Snyder's version work so much better than the previous version, I think, is context, character building, and patience. It just takes its time weaving through the story and creating really profound, great visual character moments. Awesome action sequences. You know, this movie fixes a lot of the problems that it was Zack Snyder's film in the first place. Let me give you a great example, okay? I think this will sum it right up for you. The character Cyborg. In the previous movie, I didn't care for Cyborg whatsoever. You know, he just didn't stand out. He didn't make a big mark. Zack Snyder's Justice League, Cyborg might be the most important character. He might be the best character in the entire movie. I loved the time that was spent on Victor Stone and his backstory and you know, the tragedy that, you know, this character went through. Losing his mother, his father having that constant conflict between him, and, you know, living a life as pretty much a cyborg. He has to live a life in hiding. Zack Snyder spends so much great quality time addressing stuff like that in this movie. So by the end, when the big action scenes do happen and Cyborg is making some very important decisions along the way, you're with him. You're like, man, I love this guy now. Ray Fisher did a great job with this character too. There's something there behind the eyes with him. It's hard for me to put a finger on it, but there's like a sadness there, and it works so well for this character. I think he really buried himself inside this character to make it work. I never ever thought I'd be talking about Cyborg in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but here I am. Also, chill bump moments. I think just about every character in this movie gets some great chill bump moments. There's a scene with the Flash where he's like saving this girl, and my God, just the way Zack Snyder directs a scene. And, you know, you can imagine Flash with his super speed and slowing everything down. But, man, that scene is just beautiful to look at. It's very emotional. There's some great music behind it. And I almost cried. There's a lot of moments in this movie that gave me chill bumps, that made me feel sad. I didn't really feel much of any of that in the previous version. And I hate to constantly crap on the previous version, but it is what it is. You know, it just felt like a rushed, muddied, thrown together movie, and with really no soul. This movie, the soul is back and it's intact. Now, as you guys know, I'm a Superman fan. I'm obsessed with Superman. Most of you guys are probably Batman fans. I love Batman, but I'm a Superman guy. I'll just say Superman was so freaking awesome in this movie. We know that he puts on the black costume, and I was cheering. I was jumping for joy. Does it hurt that you have that great Hans Zimmer score behind him? I love his theme. And Henry Cavill, it makes me sad after watching this because there's a chance that we might not see Henry Cavill as Superman again. I hope and pray that we do, because I love the character so much, and he really shines in this, in some of the moments. Now, you got to be patient, but yeah, he's great. Also, Batman, probably the most important character. I mean, this is the guy that put the whole team together. If you think back in Batman v Superman, he was hell-bent on destroying Superman because of the danger that he can potentially cause. And he's right. So in this movie, it's kind of the opposite of that. He wants to honor Superman because of the ultimate sacrifice that he gave in Batman v Superman. And, you know, he expresses that. There's so many great, like, character dialogue moments throughout this movie. I really get into that stuff, especially if I'm really into the characters. Knowing the backstories, knowing what makes them tick, knowing the emotions that they're going through, and it all works. A word on the tone of the movie, because if you remember, the last movie, and I hate to keep comparing this to the last movie, but the last movie was trying to be more of a Marvel formula. It was trying to be comedic, a little bit too much. This one, this is a Zack Snyder movie. This is very serious, pretty much all the way throughout. That doesn't mean there aren't some nice light moments. I mean, the Flash is a light type of character, a funny character. But Ezra Miller was almost annoying in the last movie. In this movie, he was great, you know? There's a lot of moments that were not in this movie. You know, a lot of that comedic relief that didn't really land, it's not in this movie. I think there were some great editing decisions throughout this, and I think it worked really well. You're going to see a lot more action sequences in this movie as well. There are some CGI moments here and there that are definitely going to stick out, but I don't think it's that bad. Steppenwolf looks amazing in this, as well as Darkseid. Big improvement, and the CGI got in the way of the last movie just because of how video gamey it looked. In this, he looks like a viable threat. I haven't really mentioned Wonder Woman yet. This might be my favorite portrayal of the character. It's hard to say. She's great in the first Wonder Woman movie, but man, after the mess that was Wonder Woman 84, it's nice to see her in this and really just, you know, she's great with the team. And I think that's the one thing I want to foot stomp about this too, is this is truly a team effort. And there's some great moments in this where they're all working together. There's moments where you need Cyborg in the scene. There's other moments where Bruce Wayne sets everything up. But they work together constantly throughout this. And there's some nice action sequences that are going to make your jaw drop, for sure. Zack Snyder made this, I think this is rated R. I don't think it really needed to be rated R. Yes, there are some bloody scenes in here. It's nice, but that's really kind of a non-issue. I will be doing a spoiler review on this because there is a lot, and I mean a lot, that I cannot say in this review. Not even going to talk about the Joker, but I will mention that in the spoiler review. We'll go in depth with that. But man, this movie, I think it was great. First impressions, Trapped on an Island. Like seriously, it's that freaking good. I loved it. I've watched it twice, and I loved it even more the second time. I'm still in shock that this movie exists, you know, that this happened. And, you know, I love that at the end of the movie, there's the text for Autumn, the tragedy that happened with Zack Snyder's daughter. And my heart goes out to him and his family, because I can't imagine. But this must be a small little token that he can, you know, a sense of accomplishment that he could do for her. And I think that was beautiful. And I was actually thinking of her when I was watching this movie. I feel sad for Zack Snyder for what he went through. It's been rough. But yeah, guys, definitely, you're going to check this out anyway. I thought it was amazing. Be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day on Fridays, Review for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on all my socials. Support me on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.